So today what we're going to do is demonstrate what we call an MCL tape. So just for anatomical reference, your MCL sits through the inside of the knee here. Starts from your medial femoral condyle and then crosses the knee joint, comes in and attaches on that sort of posterior lateral aspect of the tibia. What this does is restrains essentially this force here. So what we want to do is we want to replicate what the MCL is doing and provide extra reinforcement through the medial aspect of the knee here. So what we will do is we will start with some anchors. So the first anchor we'll do will be above the knee joint through the thigh. One key thing we want to focus on with this one is we want to avoid kind of those distal hamstring tendons with the tape because it can get irritated. So we're going to go slightly above that, kind of where the muscle belly sits. So we kind of find that going in through here, following the angle of the thigh. We want to be as loose as possible with this tape. So just give me a quads activation there for me there, Maddie. Cool. I'll lay that one down. Cool. So that's your first anchor. The next anchor we're going to do is the one below the knee joint. One landmark you want to be careful of is that tibial tuberosity, so the body point, the part of the shin there. So we're going to go below that. So we'll lay that tape down over there. Again, trying to be as loose with this tape as possible. Cool. So the anchors. What we're going to do next is we're going to essentially cross that medial joint line as to where the MCL sits, like we just showed you. So a good tip is to measure it out before you stick it down. So we're going to start with an X. So we're going to cross that point there. So we're going to come up through there and attach the two anchors and lay that firmly down. One thing to note as well, we've got Maddie in 30 degrees flexion here, so the knees are bent in about 20-30 degrees. That's where the MCL is most lax, so going to be the most important position where we want to take this ligament. Just to reinforce this even further, we'll just overlap each one by about half. So we'll just come back through there and lay that across. A nice little trick, not everyone does this one. I like doing a vertical tape. Essentially just closes the gaps which can prevent cutting of the tape. It also just gives a little bit more reinforcement through the joint. Alright, now we're going to do the overwrap. Provides a little bit more reinforcement around the knee, but also just makes it look a little bit nice and helps the tape sit down. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to get our overwrap. We've got a 75mm here, so making sure we definitely cover all the tape. With this one we can't rip it, so we need a pair of scissors. We're going to start on that top anchor. Make sure we get a lot of tape. All that around. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to cross that knee joint line, similar to before. Wrap this around. I'm going to do a full lap of this one. Take plenty of tape. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the opposite. Come up. Bring the knee joint like that. Make sure all the tape's sitting nice and flush. that off. The last step, same as all our taping principles, is locking that off, making sure the tape stays where we want it, and not coming off. Oh.